Apple is one of the biggest companies in the world today. I mean, it is no question at this point, especially when they keep on releasing newer and better quality products each and every year. Annually, they announce updates with their phones and tech lines that make sure that they always have the best products right now. Welcome everyone. You are watching Lit Technology, the channel that you should go to if you want to learn more about technology. In this video, we are going to take a look at the best Apple products, especially if you want to complete your Apple ecosystem. We are going to take a look at the best products that will give the most bang for your buck. So, stick around to learn more. The first item that I think we should put into our ecosystem is the mobile phone. Now, for the mobile phone, you have a couple of choices that you can make here. A lot of cheap choices, but if you have a lot of extra cash to spend, then why not go to the iPhone 13 mini? For just $599, you will have everything that you would want in a phone. But again, we are not going to force you to buy this unit. There are a lot of alternatives for you here. Now we can talk a lot about the price, but we are here for the iPhone 13 mini. Let us take a look at the specs of the unit. Inside it, we have an A15 processor, which is the processor that is in most of the iPhone 14 line. So, even if it is an iPhone 13 and it is a mini, you will still get similar, if not the same, power as the iPhone 14 line. Its screen is also really great as it has an XDR display, which is really great. Although it is really not better than the iPhone 14 line. Remember, we are looking at the budget here. And for a phone that costs significantly less than the 14, this is a really great phone. I mean, the screen difference is really notable as it can be worth every buck. It also has a better battery in comparison with some of their older models. But even with that in mind, people still think that the battery life can be one of the main problems. Maybe because it is in the mini line. But again, the 13 mini is the last of the mini line, so this might also be the last of the cheaper models. But even so, the phone is still great. Even with the subpar battery life, people claim that if you just use it for the essentials, you can still go through the day without having to charge it multiple times. I think that is really great to have. If you are using it to text and check emails, then I really think that you can go for a long time without charging. So, I don't suggest playing games or binging YouTube on the 13 minis if you don't want to charge it constantly. But probably the selling point for the phone is the fact that it has a great camera. Like almost every iPhone, it has a really great quality. It has an awesome camera that provides great quality, the best for its size. It is like having a camera in your pockets. Just take it out and start snapping. It is small, hence the mini title, and you can carry it around. But if you think that $599 is a bit too much for you, there are still tons of alternatives, such as the iPhone SE for $429 or other phones in the mini line. But again, if you have extra cash to spend, then the iPhone mini 13 is one of the best bang for your buck. If you are not that obsessed with the specs and are just looking for a fantastic phone that you can use, then this is great as it provides good longevity and has a lot of power considering your budget. But if you want us to go more in depth with the phone or other phones in the list, feel free to comment down below and we will see in the future what we can do about that. Let us move on to another noticeable item when it comes to Apple products. Apart from your mobile phone, what is another product that people tend to notice when it comes to Apple? That is right, it is the Apple Watch. Like the iPhone, there are a lot of choices you can have for the watch, such as the Apple Watch Series 8 or the Apple Watch Ultra, which are both of the new releases from Apple. But there is also a new release from Apple that will give you tons of features and is a lot cheaper in comparison to the aforementioned units. For $249, you can get the Apple Watch SE, which is a really great functionality watch. If you just need the functions of the Apple Watch, then the SE is already so great. For that price, you can have the same processors as the other Apple Watches. But in reality, the processor really does not matter for the watches. But having great processors allows you to have nice software and fast speeds with your watch. In terms of battery, you can use the watch for 18 hours in one charge, which may not sound like a lot, but it is a lot of time for a day. Besides, you don't have to use it at home. Just charge it up during the night and have it ready for the next day. Or maybe while sleeping you can charge it so you can still wear it at home if you would like. And when it comes to other features, the watch boasts a great safety feature, which is the crash detection. Now, unlike in the iPhones, the crash detection in the Apple Watch SE works a lot better and it is usable. The watch also has an emergency SOS mode, which is a really great addition to the SE, which is a great addition together with the crash detection to the Series 6 and 7. And even though it already has that, it still has the usual features of the other mainline watches. Some are the upgraded versions, such as the heart rate monitor, as the SE boasts the second generation HEAR monitor, an important part of almost every smartwatch. Then we also have the GPS band, in which the SE has an extra band of it. This allows the SE to have more power with tracking. Now, with that in mind, why is the SE much cheaper in comparison to the Series 8 or the Ultra? Because of the screen display. The SE does not have the always-on display, which means that you always have to press the button if you want to check the time. Because the screen is not always on, that may be a problem for some people. But if you don't mind the screen not being on all the time, then the SE still has a fantastic display as a screen. But if you really need to have the always-on display, then you can always get the Series 8 or the Ultra if you have the extra money. How much money? Well, for the Series 8, you need double the money from the SE. And if you want to buy the Ultra, you need to save 3 times as much, which is really expensive. Now let us listen to some tunes with some AirPods. The Apple look is just not complete without the AirPods. And for that, we are going to take a look at the AirPods Generation 3, which some people consider as the best pair of AirPods that Apple has to offer. When it comes to headphones, earphones, and anything that you would want to output audio, the quality is what you are really looking for. And the AirPods Generation 3 does not disappoint. They offer fantastic audio quality in comparison to the Gen 2, and it is not even close. The batteries that come with the AirPods are also really great. You can use it for hours on end, and you don't have to put it into its case for charging. But if you do want to charge it, it juices up fast, and then you can be on your way to playing music on the go. And the fit of the AirPods 3 is really great. It gives off a really comfortable feel. Personally, I think that it works great. It fits and feels great, no doubt about that. If the fit does not suit your taste, then don't worry. There are plenty of cheap but great quality ear cups that are adjustable. These will help you find the perfect fit for your AirPods. Sure, you are going to have to work with a third-party company, but it is better than nothing, am I right? But if you are working with quite the tight budget, then I would suggest the AirPods Generation 2. They work just fine and it would fit your budget easily. It is like the Gen 1 but with a better charging case. Gen 2 is still a great AirPods. Although if you do have an extra $40 to spare, the Gen 3 is still available. Like I said, it is better in every way possible in comparison to the Gen 2. You are getting a lot more for just $40 extra. But again, if you don't want to spend that much, then you will be fine with the Gen 2. And to complete our Apple collection, we are going to want an iPad. And like the other items on our list, there are choices that you can make for your iPad, such as the 10th generation of iPad, which is a newer model, just released last year, and it boasts plenty of cool features. But if we are talking about a tight budget, then I think that the iPad Generation 9 is the best iPad for both a budget perspective and a functionalist perspective. Let me explain. The 9th Gen is considerably cheaper than the 10, but still has similar features. Sure, there are some upgrades with the 10 for convenience. But why pay for more when you can get the same value for less price? That is why we are going to talk about Gen 9 for today. Now, with the Generation 9, you can get tons of amazing features for a lot less money. The Gen 9 will provide a 6-core, a 13 bionic processor, which is added to the 7-nanometer fabrication technology that the device has. Now, there are newer processors that Apple has rolled out, but still, the Gen 9 is still pretty fast, and you are still able to do the things that you need to do. It is no computer, but you can have that with you all the time, which is another bonus for iPads. Then you also get a storage that is as low as 64 gigabytes. That is already a lot of storage. Like any Apple device with a camera, it has a pretty great quality camera, which also has a wide-angle feature. This means that you can basically use the iPad as your camera. Then you also have the Apple Pencil, which is the first of its kind to not have some sort of a dongle, which is a problem a lot of people have with the Gen 10. You can get all of this for the considerably low price of $329. So that is basically the winning factor of the iPad Generation 9. But again, if you do have the money, I guess you can buy the Generation 10. But why would you when you can basically get the same feeling as the Generation 10 with the Generation 9? Especially when we have students and budget-savvy people watching our channel, then the 9 is all you need. You have a fast processor and you are able to do the necessities, an amazing camera, and everything you would want from an iPad. And even if you don't have a laptop, the Gen 9 can be your substitute laptop as it can carry out the same work. You just need to cover it up and protect it from shock damage and you would be good to go. And that is it. What item did you think we left out? Be sure to comment down below, as we love reading your comments and maybe we will make a video on that sometime in the future. But for now, thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed and hit like on the videos. And as always, this is Lit Technology, and we will see you next time.